Hi everyone, I'm a science graduate currently involved in clinical research and would like to shed some light on the current pandemic. So here's what we know about this virus so far. The coronavirus disease 2019, or as we all know it as COVID-19, is a pandemic caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. The infection has predominantly respiratory transmission and is transmitted through large droplets or aerosols, and less commonly by contact with infected surfaces or fomites. This is the reason we cover our mouth and nose with a mask, cloth, or handkerchief. The disease spreads rather rapidly and has absolutely no respect for age, gender, or race, and as a result, strict social distancing measures have to be followed. FDA guidelines shows us that hand washing with soap and water, as well as using alcohol-based sanitizers with a minimum content of 60% alcohol, seem to kill the virus on contact. It's also good to improve the immune system by increasing supplementation with zinc and vitamin C. It is known that the SARS-CoV-2 enters the human body mainly via the mucosal surfaces of the oral and nasal cavities, attaching itself to the mucosa via the ACE2 receptors. The regional lymphoid tissues may also play a part. The coronavirus remains in the oral and nasal cavities for a duration not determined as yet, multiplies and then spreads. Once it infects the lungs and enters the bloodstream, the clinical course is often severe with poor outcome. As the virus spreads rapidly, many strategies are being implemented, such as early testing using newer, more accurate testing methods and newer experimental drugs in very ill patients. The most promising of these appear to be zinc, chloroquine, remdesivir, and ivermectin. A study by the German Ministry of Health indicates that the virus seems to be most transmissible in the first week of infection. Thus, it is crucial to stop the virus in its tracks at a very early stage by inhibiting viral entry. We have reason to believe that a mouth-washing agent and nasal preparation could have major impact on limiting the spread of the disease agent at entry, and this could prove to be especially beneficial to those persons fighting the disease on the front line. 2 studies have investigated the antiviral properties of povidone iodine, marketed as betadine, especially against coronavirus. The links to these articles will be added below. Both studies showed that the formulations of povidone tested had strong virucidal activities against the coronavirus at the time, SARS-CoV and MERS-CoV respectively. Thus, it is very possible that the povidone iodine mouthwash and gargle and ointment may have the same effects against SARS-CoV-2, and hence have a huge place in the prophylaxis and lessening the burden of COVID-19. To put it in very simple terms, the coronavirus particles are surrounded by a fatty outer layer called an envelope, and usually appear spherical as seen under an electron microscope, with a crown or corona of club-shaped spikes on their surface. For example, washing your hands after eating cheese toast. Washing with water alone is not enough to get rid of the greasiness that is left behind. Therefore, you would use soap together with water to remove all the greasy particles to effectively clean your hands. A soap molecule is soluble in water and at the same time can dissolve fats. Therefore, using just salt water alone to gargle against an infection that is primarily lipid-based will not be effective. Just like the rationale of washing hands with soap rather than water alone, we believe that something more effective should be used to disrupt the outer fatty layer of the coronavirus that may remain in your mouth or nasal cavity. The iodine in this case acts like the soap. Due to the urgency of this pandemic, a wide rapid outcome is required so that this strategy could be widely implemented at minimal cost with maximum benefit. The povidone iodine mouthwash and gargle and povidone iodine ointment are available in multiple preparations such as betadine, ceftidine, dermidine, podine, PVP iodine, etc., and both of these can be purchased for under 100 Rand. These can be bought over the counter at a pharmacy and do not require a prescription. Of course, those that are allergic to iodine should not use these products, and it should not be used indiscriminately. Our recommendation is for people to use the gargle, neat twice daily, and the ointment to be used into the nose twice daily to prevent infection. High-risk individuals and those exposed should use both preparations more frequently, either prior to or very soon after exposure. The aim of this video is not to gain any publicity nor product endorsement for financial gain, but rather an attempt to mitigate the collateral damage that the virus will cause whilst we are waiting for the general population to acquire immunity against it. This could be a way to slow down the rate of the infection, flattening the curve, a simple, inexpensive remedy to enable your family and friends